All right, what's up, everybody? So we're here today to show you the gym, the Crow Training Center with David the Crow Loiseau. It's his own school. So we're here in Montreal, so you can see all around if I turn, okay? So that street just here, it's the St-Ambroise. Over there, it's Saint-Rémy. So if you come with me, I'll show you. Just over here, it's a CrossFit gym, but then you keep walking. So we'll find the main entrance door. So, oh, there we go. So see, the Crow Training Center, that's the main door, the main entrance. So I'll show you what's up inside. Come with me. So I'm here with Dave, the Crow Loiseau. Everybody know him. If you don't know him, he's a pioneer from Montreal. And actually, it's all because of that guy. Maybe he doesn't know, but it's all because of that guy that I did all my MMA career. So today, I want you to know, and I want to know all the secret. So how's everything started for you, Dave?
I started martial arts when I was 9 years old. I started because I wanted to be an actor. I wanted to do movies because I saw Jean-Claude Van Damme do the splits and do that stuff all in his movies, kickboxers. I didn't want to fight. I was a very scared kid. I was scared of everything. Still scared, but you know, you saw the life I chose, so I decided to step forward. But I wanted to just make movies and do the splits and do all kinds of stuff. So I started karate, Kyokushin karate. And then I was doing so good in sparrings that my coach, my sensei back then, told me, you should compete, blah, blah, blah. Told my parents, obviously, I was 9 years old. So I went and compete, and I lost. So that loss made me snap. I just wanted to fight everybody. I said, forget about the movies. I want to fight everybody. I just want to fight. And then I started competing. Kyokushin karate, taekwondo, kickboxing, full contact kickboxing. I got third at the nationals in taekwondo. I got second at the nationals in kickboxing. That same night, Yves Jabouin fought. He got. We're different weight classes, but Yves Jabouin got the gold. He became Canadian champion, amateur. I was silver medalist. And then after that, I started training for mixed martial arts in 1999. In 1999, I started training a little bit of jiu-jitsu, Greco-Roman wrestling, boxing, and all that stuff. I went to TriStar Gym. I met Angelo Exarchakos, who had a very good MMA program and jiu-jitsu program. He was back then a purple belt from Renzo Gracie. So he would go to New York, train at Hanzo's for the weekend, and then he'd come back and teach us, share the knowledge with us. And he was so generous with his time and his knowledge. And then, I turned pro in '99.
So you turned pro in '99?
No, I turned pro. I started training for my pro fight in '99, but I turned pro. My first pro fight was June 2000. 2000 in Montreal, Saint-Pierre Charbonneau, UCC 1. So yeah, it was in 2000. So that's 23 years ago.
And then me, as a little kid, but we're actually the same age, but I was a little kid in my head looking at MMA. I didn't fight in UCC, I fought in TKO. But when I watched UCC and I saw you, on the screen, you don't see, and if you don't look at the weight division, then I didn't understand. So I told my brother-in-law, I said, you know what? I'll do MMA eventually, and that's the guy I want to fight. Because for me, you were the best here in Montreal, so I decided, to be the best, you need to fight the best. When I saw you the first time in TriStar, I look at you, I said, oh man, there's no way I'm fighting. I'm not fighting that guy.
There's a weight difference. There's a weight size. Well, weight different, but still, you're a beast. You're a beast, man.
So what was a week for you when you were competing, a week of training for David Loiseau?
It was hard for me to take days off. I was very, very dedicated to the sport. I would train twice a day. I don't remember which wrestler, but I remember going to the wrestling club, and one of the wrestlers said, "Oh, you're not a real athlete if you don't train twice a day." And they were talking between each other, and I was like, "Oh, really? All right." Ever since that was in 2001 maybe, ever since I've been training twice a day. I retired in 2014. I trained twice a day still.
Right.
So I trained twice a day. It would be either I was doing a lot of running back then. So I would run during the day, box at night, or run during the day, wrestle or jiu-jitsu at night, or sometimes it was boxing practice during the day, and then at night I would go do some jiu-jitsu. It depends at what stage in my career, because back then, especially early in my career, my strength and conditioning was just a little part of my training. Like after jiu-jitsu, we would lift weights, But then later in my career, I would do like training sessions. Like it was part of on the schedule. I would go to Jonathan Chambers' gym, APC, and just train with him, strength and conditioning.
That was the question I was going to ask. So did you do that by yourself, or because now you had a coach who kind of had that discipline and knew exactly what you had to do?
Yes, I did it by myself. I did, there's knowledge. There's knowledge out there. There's guys that you follow. There's guys that you train with. You're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, okay. This guy told me to do this. This guy told me to do that. That's one thing about MMA back then. Like you start MMA in 2000, that's what being a pioneer is. There was no blueprint. There was no like, okay, you want to be world champion in the UFC? Well, I did this, and that. No, there was no one to guide me, to tell me what to do and how to get to where I wanted to go. So I just tried my best, trial and error. I was basically the guinea pig for MMA in Quebec, and I don't mind. I don't regret it at all. I just tried many training methods, many diets, and yeah, we had fun. Had fun doing it.
Yeah, and that brings me to that question of, you were the first guy from Montreal to go in the UFC, right?
Yeah. June 2003, or April 2003.
So how it was when you received that call? Or did you receive a call? How that happened?
My manager called me, told me, yeah, we got the fight. Oh, who? He's like, Mark Weir. Okay, so which? And he's like, what? You're not happy? Why aren't you happy? Well, I'm gonna fight Mark Weir. Was TKO what? He's like, bro, it's in the UFC. What? Oh shit! I did it! Yo, I did it! I'm in my car. I did it, man! Yes! Let me call you back. I started screaming, yes! Yeah, I said yes maybe 1,000 times in 10 minutes. Yes! I was so happy because it was a tough road to get there, and it looked impossible at some point. And yeah, getting there was special to me, and yeah, I was just super happy. But I said yes about 1,000 times.
Oh, that's for sure. And for people to understand, maybe you can explain it, but back then was only 4 UFC a year.
A year, yeah. And it was tough to get into the UFC. It was tough. It wasn't. I had to beat a few like one guy was ranked in the top 10. No, I beat Joe Dorkson, who was ranked in the top 10. Then I beat Jesse Jones, who who had a win against UFC champion Dave Mene back then. So, and he was part of the team Miletich, Pat Miletich, Miletich Fighting Systems. They had all kinds of champions back then. Matt Hughes, Jens Pulver, and all these guys. And then I beat Tony Fricklin, who was under contract with the UFC. So they had only 4 or 5 events a year, so he had to take a fight outside the UFC. He came and fight me in Montreal, and I beat him in the first round. It was a big elbow, and then I cut. They stopped the fight because of the blood. There was too much blood, and I got the fight. I got the win, and then I got the call from the UFC. It was a great moment in my career.
So it brings me. I have like 3 kind of fight that I want to ask you. One fight that people have to understand, and that's gonna bring you back some memories.
Yeah.
In UCC, you had to fight almost one of your brother.
Yeah.
Steve Vigneault.
Steve Vigneault.
That was a crazy thing.
Yeah. So we had a tournament. So it was tournament forms back then. You had to fight twice. It wasn't like UFC, but you had to fight twice in one night. So we ended up beating our guys in the semifinals, and then we ended up in the finals. And then we're training together. Not too much. We're training partners. I considered him a training partner and a friend. And he was like, "So what do we do?" I'm like, "What do you want to do? We both have the goal to become Canadian champion. Let's have a hard sparring session." Let's have a hard sparring session. It's like, let's go.
Did he come to your room? I think I saw a footage about it, huh? That before the fight, he came and talked to you?
I don't remember. It was in 2000. So that was 23 years ago. Ask him. I don't know.
Me, I do remember, because I saw it from the outside.
Yeah.
And either was you or him going to the room after your first fight, both of you guys, and then he told you, "Okay, but we're just doing one round. Just one round." But you went crazy at it. Like it was a 10-minute round back then.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna go for one round, and whatever happens, happens." Something like that.
Yeah.
Yes. And I just, let's go back to the kickboxing days. When I had that kickboxing tournament, I don't know if you see, like I said earlier, Taekwondo, I got 3rd at the national. Kickboxing, I got silver at the national. Now I'm pro. It's my 3rd professional fight, and I have the opportunity to become Canadian champion. I didn't get to become Canadian champion, and it was like burning. There was a fire burning inside of me. And when he accepted the fight, I said, "Okay, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go hard. Let's try again to become champion. Why not? I always want to become a champ." And I went for it. I just went for it. And I ended up, I didn't win by knockout. I just scored a lot of points. And the first round, the bell rang, and then he didn't come out for the second round. But there was no cheap shots. We just went at it. He hit me hard too, man. He swung at me hard too.
I remember about it.
This guy he was a puncher. He was a big puncher, this guy. He was strong. And I finally got the Canadian title that I pursued since I was a little kid.
There you go, man. Well deserved.
Thank you.
So I know you did many crazy fights in the UCC, but my question, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know, so what was your best fight memories for you in the UFC?
In the UFC?
Yeah, UFC.
In the UFC, I really enjoyed my first fight with Mark Weir. It was in Miami, Florida. Half my family's in Miami. It was, some things, sometimes the stars align in a way, like it's my favorite place, besides obviously home, Montreal. It's my home away from home. It was in Miami, American Airlines Arena. It was the first fight of the night. The UFC staff was so nice. It was my first time meeting everybody. It was a great fight. I won by knockout in the first round. And just the overall experience was great. Dana White was so nice. He was it was a small staff back then. It was Dana White, Joe Silva, and a few people, Burt Watson, that was taking care of the fighters. There wasn't that many people. It was cool. And I remember I had a quick talk with Dana White, and he said, "Hey kid, good job, kid." That's what he said. He said, "Good job, kid. We'll bring you back." I said, "Yes, but I got some guys. I have some training partners that are very good. One of them, his name is George. Look out for him. His name is George." I didn't even say St-Pierre. I said, yeah, just look out for my boy George. And they said, okay. Because it was really quick interaction. And then George came and tore it up. He tore up the UFC, and I'm just so happy for him.
So what was like the toughest fight you had in the UFC?
My fight with Rich Franklin. It was tough. It was a 5-round fight. It was a world championship. I fought for the UFC world title in 2006, March 2006 against Franklin. It was a tough fight. I didn't show up that night, and I took a lot of damage, a lot of punches, a lot of hits. But at the end of the night, I was still standing. I could have quit. I remember between the third and fourth round, the cutman and the commissioner came. "David, it's okay if you want to stop, son." He was calling me son. He said, "It's okay, son. We can stop the fight." And then I was like this. No, I want to fight. I didn't care. I was willing to go all the way. And the fact that I was like that, I landed a left hook and I dropped him. I think it was in the fourth round, because I have a no quit attitude, no quit mindset, especially during a fight. And that's why I retired, by the way. I'll tell you about that a little later, but that's why I retired, because I'm too relentless. I don't want to quit. And that could play against you in the future, in the end, because you know, you don't wanna fight too much. You don't wanna have one fight too many.
Okay, so we know like your spinning back kick is crazy. You did all that kickboxing, taekwondo, karate, but tell us about that elbow, that crazy elbow that David Loiseau have and cut so many fighters with it. At one point that I did elbow for more than a year, and I knocked out a guy with an elbow, and I remember the analysts say, "Oh, he did a David Loiseau special elbow." That was how crazy your elbow was. So is it just natural, or it's the way you trained it?
I think a lot of people don't. I hit the bag a lot, and I did a lot of repetitions with my elbows. I think I did more, just as much as punches I was throwing elbows a lot. On the ground, I would put the heavy bag on the ground and hit with elbows, and on the bag as well. I did like on the standing bag, and I did a lot of repetitions. I think anything that you're very good at, that you excel at, like in mixed martial arts, I'm probably the guy with the best elbows ever, or top three. When it comes to elbows, like standing up and on the ground, I mean, put me in anybody's guard today. You're gonna come out looking like Shrek. You know, you're not gonna look good.
There you go. So practice make perfect.
Yeah, they say practice make perfect. No, perfect practice makes perfect.
Oh, there you go.
I told you, man. Sports psychology and all that stuff, man.
So that brings me up to those 10 last questions, right? So the first question is, what is your favorite striking technique that you like to land?
The jab. I like to land the jab, because the jab, once you land the jab, everything else lands.
You open the door, huh?
Oh, yeah. Someone bites on your jab, they're dead.
Yeah, it's true. So what would be the worst striking technique you don't like to get hit with?
That I don't like to get hit with?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all of them. Like,
I know,
you don't want to get hit to the head with big kicks or knees or elbows. You know, the big strikes. You don't want to get hit with the big strikes.
So what would be the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu submission you like to do?
I like the head and arm choke. Arm triangle.
Yeah.
Arm triangle, rear naked, mataleon.
So you like to choke people.
Yeah, yeah.
Put them to sleep. I can do
them to
whatever I
sleep.
want to do after. And then what would be the worst jiu-jitsu submission to get caught in for you?
Inverted heel hook.
There you go. Another OG.
Yeah.
It's always all about the leg with the OG.
Yeah. For sure, man. That's the worst. The worst you get caught in, for sure. Inverted heel hook. Oof. Pops the ankle, the knee. Ugh.
Yeah, true. What would be the best exercise you like to do to keep you fit for your martial art?
Intervals. Interval training on the assault bike. I just said that and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, it's so tough. Assault bike. Assault bike, I have a love-hate relationship. It's tough, but it gets you in shape fast. The intervals, Tabatas, 20, 10, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 times, stuff like that. It gets you in shape quick.
So what would be your favorite meal you like to eat?
Training camp, off training camp, after a fight, before a fight, regular everyday life, cheat meal.
It's a lot now.
Hey, I got options.
Okay,
because I'm a foodie.
So
I love food.
So for people, so what would be during training camp? So for those fighter or athlete, and what would be outside of training camp?
During training camp, I'll do grass-fed beef with some rice. That would be good, but like 1 cup of rice max during training camp because I want to have a little bit of carbs, not too much, with a good steak, grass-fed steak. And then off training camp, like a cheat meal. Poutine, je suis un Québécois, man. Poutine, I love that shit. Poutine. Hey, if you're not from Quebec,
Explain what it is.
come to Montreal. It's fries, gravy, and cheese. Let me tell you something. This is a no. You don't negotiate this. You don't negotiate. You have to. If you come to Montreal, if you come in the province of Quebec, you gotta try the poutine. You have to, or else. What are you doing? What do we have to? We have nothing to talk about. Get out of here.
What would be your pre-workout meal?
Pre-workout meal, I like to have mixed berries with some Greek yogurt and a little bit of honey. That could be something I would have, especially during training camp. But I'm an avid faster. Like I fast a lot. I do intermittent fasting. I've been doing that for a while. That helps me. It keeps my digestive system. It gives it a break. So I do that a lot. I drink green tea or black coffee and a lot of water, and I could go train for hours.
Yeah. What would be your post meal?
Post meal, like it could be chicken, grilled chicken with a little bit of teriyaki sauce, some rice. Some chicken and rice.
So where would be the best gym you like to train?
The best gym? It's called the Crow Training Center, 4850 St-Ambroise, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. crowtrainingcenter.com. Follow us on Instagram at Crow Training Center.
Represent.
Yo, what do you want? Hey, listen.
And then where would be the best place you like to travel in the world?
It's Miami.
There you go.
This is my place. This is my go-to place. I love Miami. I love Vegas. I have a lot of friends also in Vegas, California, San Diego. I got so many people there that haven't been, and they probably mad at me because I haven't been. San Diego, California. What a place. What a beautiful place. If you've never been there, you should go. Miami, you know what it is, man. Miami's Miami.
I'm going there soon.
Yeah, you should. Miami's Miami.
All right, let's go with the flow. So I'm here with Dave the Crow Loiseau, the UFC spinning back kick highlight reel. And then let's see if today I can handle and survive his spinning back kick. All right, so we're here for the challenge with the Crow, David Loiseau. So he's warming up so he can really kick me. So If you bring the camera over here, you can see that tape. I'll just put my feet over here, and by him doing a spinning kick, I'm trying to not move if I'm capable. I'm supposed to be good with my balance. Let's see that. Pour moi. C'est en fait, tu y vas 100%, j'ai le pad, je suis pas stressé. OK. I'll try to not move that time. I'm good, I'm good. Man, imagine I have a pad. That's crazy. Okay. It's impossible for me to move. Let's try a fourth time, but I'm really, really low. That won't kill me.
They move.
Oh, man.
My man, David, #1. Follow him up. Sign up, subscribe, like, comment. Let's go.
So that brings me up to the end, okay? So I'll give you the secret. The secret is work ethic. Work ethic is the key to success. Boom.